The Wrestling Mayhem Show. Since 2006, the pioneer in pro wrestling podcasting.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us and IndieWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you got to do, make it last.
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 903. Tuesdays, we've been talking about professionalized wrestling. I'm Mike Sorgatron on all the social medias and Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yeah. And we got a hell of a show. Whoa! Oh, I wasn't ready for that. We have a hell of a show with us. First of all, the master of Mayhem Mania ceremonies, Mainstream Matt, is with us.
What's happening, people?
Hello. You're off
Sit
in the
back,
chair.
relax, and enjoy the velvety smooth sound of my voice
That's
going
right.
directly into your ear holes. You know, Sorg,
Yes?
you know what? This is so crazy because this happens to me almost every single day.
You're on a podcast?
No, I'm only on a podcast once a week.
Okay.
But I was just sitting here thinking, and Sorg, I wonder what Chris LaRusso is doing right now.
Ah, what could Chris? I bet he is just sitting with a pastrami on rye, sitting back and watching this show on this big
Noshing
40-inch 4K television.
Oh yeah, this
With
show
our,
is
with our
great.
our large noggins on his wall.
This show is great in 4K.
Uh-huh.
Actually,
Yes.
I always stream it directly to my TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way to watch it, really. Why would you watch on your phone or your laptop?
That seems bonkers to me.
that's kind of- big
Also
screen.
with us, coming to us straight from the Riz Cave, the Riz. Oh, what do you got?
Yeah, this is my championship sword.
Oh, you got your championship. You got your
My championship.
fancy
My
fib-
championship belt
fancy
that I won
football
off of Matt.
foam 24/7.
Yes.
There you go.
Just want to point out I beat Matt.
The 10 pounds of foam, Sorg.
It is very heavy.
The replica
lot of foam.
24/7 championship belt.
Maybe I shouldn't wash it every day. Just maybe like hand
Wash
wash
it. You're
it.
washing foam.
Perhaps the cheapest replica toy belt ever created by man. This foam piece of junk.
It is like I don't know if this was supposed to be like this, but like the nameplate, the plate is like kind of weird.
Hmm.
Or maybe it's supposed to be like that because it's on both sides
It
equally.
looks like it'll be a great pillow.
It actually is very soft.
Hmm.
I'm sure
not
it
gonna
helps
lie.
you sleep at night, Riz.
And, it's true.
It does. It does.
Also, damn it. Oh, trying to move on. Also with us, back once again. It's that week, folks. It's that time of the year. It's pit fight season. We got Callum Bailey on the couch with us. And wait. What is this on the couch here? Wait,
That's a lot heavier than my belt.
wha-
fantasy football championship.
your foot of
Wait a second. Let's get a look at yours, Riz.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, pull it up there.
Let's
Wait,
take
take-
another look
Oh,
at
he
yours,
needed a
Riz.
sip of water for that one. All
Yeah,
right.
sip of water.
There you go. You got,
that one.
you got
Now let's
that,
take a look
and
at
then
this
we got
one.
that one. Oh,
Is
my
that
gosh.
a picture of Vin Diesel?
That is a picture of Vin Diesel.
Why?
It's all
Wait.
about
It says champion fantasy football family. You did all right.
It's all about family.
It's all about family.
Riz, we're going to have a discussion with our commissioner. I want a Vin Diesel belt.
Where do you get something like that? Why a Vin Diesel belt?
That's a good
Why
one.
not?
It's all about family.
It's all about family.
Family league, all about family.
You have to point that down at your mouth
Oh,
a little
yeah.
bit. Yeah, it's
Put
very
the
directional.
microphone in
Put
your
it,
mouth. so
put
you
it
can
in
share
your face.
Put the words into my ear hole.
That's right.
Yeah.
Talk to the internet. And then also, just because, so we don't forget Bailey's name, we have a little Bailey.
Squeeze it.
Yeah. You're the happiest that is happening again.
Julian J's sworn enemy, this stuffed Bailey doll.
The best is I think one of the first times I've seen that doll is I think it was one of the pay-per-views, and I think it was you, Sorg. You kept pressing Bailey over and over again, like repeatedly, like not even finishing that.
Yeah.
It's like like it just kept going. And I'm like, this is gonna be a
I got a
thing.
nervous tick sometimes, especially when something makes noise. Okay, so that's kind of how I deal with my
We all
my,
do.
That's how I deal with my anxiety, is squeeze the Bailey doll. So I don't know what that means, but anyways, let's turn this around here. Guys, there was some wrestling this week. There was a lot of fun stuff. There was Bryan Danielson and Shibata. Holy shit, on television. Holy shit. I love this. I love this reality that we live in right now. But the thing that's really got me freaking happy about is the 2 minute and 15 second, I think, single shot of Sami Zayn going backstage, and then the R-Truth and Miz entrance. I love people were sending me reaction videos to this shot. I did not
There's
get the
one thing that gets you hyped up. It's elaborate production stunts on pro wrestling TV shows.
Absolutely.
And I know this because I send them to you too. I'll be like, "Oh my God, Sorg, did you see that?"
Yeah, I'm waiting for an indie company to ask if they can do this, and I'm like, hey, you know,
Probably not.
Do you know?
No.
You have an idea how many assets we have for you? So we're great now.
We're gonna need 300 more feet of cable, maybe.
Yes. Oh, there was something pitched me this week, and I don't know if you were there when it was pitched. I was like, well, that's a whole thing we got to figure out. But anyways, no. You know that what's happening coming up, right? We're gonna have to hire a fifth person for RWA soon.
You know, my son keeps asking when you're gonna let him run camera on one.
Oh
of these
my
shows.
God! How old is your son
God.
again?
14.
14. Wow.
But
getting
he's
there.
been part of the future podcasters of America program with you for many years.
That's
so.
true. That is true.
He's been
Yes.
part of that longer than
He's been
some
hanging
people
out.
have been in high school.
Mm-hmm. But it is like we were kind of joking before, or maybe it was before you guys came in, and like it felt like the because NXT feels like it's always had these inventive shots, right? Like they're trying different things. Like there's different entrance moves that you don't normally see on those big shows and stuff. I think some of them have graduated and they're making it to the big show. And Kevin Dunn ain't around no more to
You mean
squash.
there's
good
no one to
ideas.
stop Papa H from doing all his crazy NXT BS on the main roster now?
Yes, yeah.
Who could have seen this coming?
The biggest toys, right?
They let
Oh,
the camera guys do that. They let the announcers.
mm-hmm.
Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
You're good.
What's happening?
You're good now.
So they let the announcers actually have like fun, like having Pat McAfee say that he's yeeting all over himself. Having Michael Cole talk about his antlers, the Valhalla, over and over again. Like you can tell they're just not tethered anymore,
The feeling
and
that
they're actually trying shit.
the feeling on Raw feels like the feeling when you're running an indie show and you're just like trying stuff, and like Matt, you were telling me about how one of your best friends comes out and kind of interacts with you on their entrances at RWA from week to week or month to month.
Yes, Sorg.
Yes.
We're best friends.
Yes, you're best friends with J-Rock.
We've never said this to each other, but I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
You
there's,
give it up one time.
like things like that, or things like a wrestler going over and messing with the these little kind of inside things that kind of get outward a little bit in front of the fans. And but again, it's part of the fun of the process of making this thing, and it feels like that was missing for so long because it's been, like I said, very obviously an audience of one. Everybody else is like, what the fuck are we doing here? And now it's just like, oh, cool. We can, like, we're all having fun. We're all in on the joke. We can all laugh with Pat McAfee at Michael Cole's obsession with the antlers, right? Like, Michael Cole sounds like most of us now. How many times has somebody come out like they got, how many of us just exclaimed when Undertaker came back, he has the hat back? Post American Badass, right? Like just something like that. And it's like, that's wrestling to me. And that's, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's why they're selling out every damn arena for TV these days, because my God, are they on a streak right now?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right?
I mean, I like pro wrestling when it's a little messy,
Mm-hmm.
and for too long, like WWE would be too clean, too precise. And I don't like that. I like it when it gets. I like when it feels like it's riding the edge. I like it when it feels like how I feel whenever I'm working on the production crew for a indie wrestling show, and it feels like it could just fly off the rails at any moment. That's how it should feel. It's supposed to be, the allure of pro wrestling, especially on TV, is always like it's chaos, it's madness, anything can happen. Like that's how they would pitch like studio wrestling back in the day. They're like, no one knows what's gonna happen. That's the whole bit. So when it feels like everything's going exactly as it's supposed to go, that's kind of like that's very boring. That's not fun.
You guys with Pit Fight, we'll explain more about what Pit Fight is and everything here in a moment. But you have a few shows over several years under your belt here. Can you kind of relate to that a bit at this point? Doing these?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we were just talking about this like kind of the other week. Like even from an editing perspective, it seems like things have got, like really improved. Like in WWE, like it's cool now where it's like after the commercial break, we're gonna have Drew McIntyre talk, and then it's like 3 transition shots with like swords popping up on screens between pictures of him and things like that. And
the
like,
graphics are really getting fun now. Yeah.
So I just think it makes it like more alluring, not only in person but for the viewers at home as well.
Definitely not on the same scale, but I've been noticing this a lot with Ring of Honor lately because I feel like I'm the only person that watches Ring of Honor. But you're like, yes, you are. But anyways,
Might be.
But like there, we see the images pop up of like Nyla Rose in action tonight or something, right? Turns out that's a motion graphic. When they go to it on the thing, it pops out and it's like doing that slight kind of move kind of thing, right? Slight pan kind of situation. So it really adds to that. Like Ring of Honor doesn't feel as flat anymore, right? As it used to, because it felt like the show that's on at 1 a.m. on your local channel, when it was, and it feels like they are putting a little bit more into that show from week to week. So it's weird that it's kind of off on its own under a $10 paywall, but hey, at least you can go watch some CM Punk matches when you cared. But anyways, you okay?
Touching
Are you
nerve.
saying he doesn't care now, Sorg?
No. When I don't care
Why
about
would you
him,
want-
when I used to care about CM Punk.
Why would you want to go on to Honor Club and watch old CM Punk matches when I'm so close to forgetting that he even wrestles?
Oh yeah. You and everybody
He's
else.
been
you
gone.
know-
He's been gone almost long enough. If Drew McIntyre weren't constantly reminding me that he's gone, I would have forgotten about him by now.
By the way,
You know what the first 4 letters of Philadelphia spell out?
Is that a CM Punk reference? Is the
The,
first 4 letters of Philadelphia a CM Punk reference?
You Philadelphia.
what?
Old
Oh,
Philadelphia.
you didn't hear that? You didn't see that?
I don't think I did.
Promo?
No.
So yesterday they did a promo. I think they asked CM Punk about WrestleMania, and he goes, because it's in Philadelphia, and the first 4 letters of Philadelphia are Phil, I have to be there. I'm like,
That doesn't make
do
any,
you?
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Obviously, the
Doesn't
city
get-
was named for him.
It's CM.
Who's
Yeah.
Phil? Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's CM Philadelphia.
Philadelphia? Is that what you just said?
You.
All right, we gotta move on before
Yeah,
Riz,
move on before
Riz
my
Riz is
brain
gonna hurt
explodes,
himself on
please.
this one.
This is so. The news is Tina is reminding us in the chat room. Actually, everybody's reminding us in the chat room right now. Yes, I guess something happened Wednesday, guys. I guess somebody showed up. No, Mercedes.
Come on, do it.
Monet.
Money.
Money. The hell?
CEO. CEO.
I tell
Seriously,
you what,
nobody?
how good how good was that song? everyone just
it's
fell
very-
right, everyone just fell right in line. It was like, this is what you're going to do. Now do it. Now. And everyone's like, CEO. Like,
Well, not
this-
everybody has an In Living Color song to come out to for everybody to
Yeah,
sing along
well, yeah.
to. So yeah. You
I
had to
mean,
do
usually,
something.
like, if you think about Cody's song, that whole shtick, everyone's just whoa-ohing along
Yes.
with it.
Yes.
That used to never happen.
No.
He was in AEW for like half a decade, and it never happened.
Mm-hmm.
People never sang along. It was the sing along with the song company for a while.
Speaking of Cody,
All right.
And they brought it over, right? Speaking of Cody, I love that he dropped the Homelander reference this week. He said, "I'm going to go Homelander on your ass," because that's the joke we had for what he looked like back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, he brought it up too.
Yeah.
Like, he even brought it up during, like, before that. He said he wanted to be more like Homelander.
and yes, so there's the, oh God, where was I going to go with that? So Mercedes Moné apparently is now the highest paid female wrestler. Period.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna say like, "Hey, Matt, who's the highest paid female wrestler?" I'd be like, "It's Becky or Charlotte," and then we'll see. I mean, Ronda's not around anymore. It might have been Ronda at one point. It's got to be Becky or Charlotte. Whoever re-upped more recently is probably the one.
Yeah.
Or maybe they have like a clause where one can't get paid more than the other. If I were the agent, I would definitely get that. So.
Rhea might be close.
Rhea, I don't think Rhea's there yet. No, but Rhea on merch alone, somebody like Rhea is probably doing very, very well, right? So apparently they dropped the money on that. Punter is guessing if WWE's showing off what they can do for Netflix, maybe they're gonna have.
Do you like completely unhinged color commentators who
Do
will
you
literally
like-
say anything?
Hey,
Netflix, can I interest you in some hot Pat McAfee
you
random
like
action?
you like how unhinged WWE is now for production. Wait till they're on a platform where they don't have to abide by the same rules for television.
Yeah, I'm
There's
curious
no-
I'm curious what's going to happen.
There's no Chrisley knows best next. There are commercials. They will be
Yeah.
programming around the commercials, much in a similar vein to what they already do for pay-per-views, PLEs. Excuse me, fuck me.
well,
on
you don't have to
Peacock.
apologize for
Say
that.
it right,
On
Sorg.
Peacock
No,
PLEs.
say it right, Sorg.
Plus,
It's PLE, Sorg.
I just
Say it
said
right.
that. I said that.
It's like, don't listen to Matt. It's PLEs.
Oh yeah, I wonder when Bianca. I wonder if Bianca might be up there too.
I was
No,
thinking Asuka might
Too
be
new.
too.
Too new. Too new. There's no way. They're top stars, but they're not going to be top star money until they're further into their careers. There has to be.
You got to get to the end of that initial this will be a sports analogy that will go over your head. Riz,
Yes,
it's
I'm ready
like
for it.
whenever you're a baseball player and you typically when you first come into the league and you're under team control. And you can go through arbitration. You can still get paid more money based on your performance. But then, like, by the time you're, like, 27 or 28, even though you might have already been a freaking awesome baseball player for, like, 3 or 4 years, it's not until you're, like, 28 that you actually are in a position to go free agent or cash in or have the leverage to get that huge contract. So while we've seen, Bianca main event of WrestleMania, and we've seen Rhea running wild as clearly the top woman on the entire roster, it doesn't necessarily mean that their salaries are equal to their positioning on the card at this moment.
Absolutely not.
In fact, that some would call it Moneyball if you were taking a cheaper version. Like, say, for instance, I was looking for a cheaper version of The Miz, and I would just take Grayson Waller. And Grayson Waller cost me $800,000, and The Miz cost me $4 million. So I send The Miz off, and I say, hey, we just have Australian Miz now, and he's Grayson Waller. That's Moneyball.
That's your Monday wrestles, right?
Does that hold up, Riz?
I mean, yes and no. Like, you make good points about that whole thing, but one thing you have to realize is, like, for arbitration purposes for baseball, they have to do that because of the union.
Yeah.
That big scary that big scary word.
Right.
WWE can just say, "Fuck that, you're out."
Yeah.
At any point in time.
Right. And
They did it with they kind of did it with Sasha and Naomi at one point, where they just said, "Okay, bye," and they let them leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they let them walk out.
I mean,
without paying them.
yeah. I mean,
So, go ahead.
sorry, Riz. I was gonna. You just brought to mind that like WWE very much undervalued Mercedes Sasha when she was there. She was she was worthy of her. My opinion, her work. She was worthy of being positioned just as highly as Becky or Charlotte, but she never really was. She was not on that level, and I don't know why that was. But I think WWE very much undervalued her, and I think she's proven on a couple occasions now outside of WWE that she is a draw on her own.
Could you imagine if she didn't get hurt a year ago?
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
I mean, she did some good things for New Japan. She did some business for them, and then she, drew a nice house for AEW. We'll see how long they can keep the momentum going from that. So,
I mean, with her being hurt, and I don't want to be stuck on her. It sucks that she got hurt, but it did bring up people knowing who Willow Nightingale was. It did bring up how good of a wrestler she is, and how popular she can be in a ring. So I'm saying, by accident, it did help.
Yeah, and she drew eyes to the to that other woman she wrestled in that when they did that strong women's title tournament. Did she wrestle Stephanie Vaquer in that tournament?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
That was my first exposure.
Get her on the map a little more.
That was my first exposure to Stephanie Vaquer. Was it? Vaquer? Yeah, because you looked at that tournament and disclaimer, I was there in Long Beach doing the tech directing on that show. And it was like, okay, we're getting Willow and Monet, right? Which seemed like the obvious thing, and everybody was kind of a placeholder. But she stuck out. I think she's a CMLL. She popped up again. I feel like she popped up on Fantastic Mania or another New Japan show or something like that. So definitely,
she won a title
been around
recently.
A bit.
So she's
maybe it's a AAA
and I think
or
she's
something.
doing. Yeah, but anyway, I was just saying, as far as drawing attention to herself and then drawing attention to her opponents. I mean, obviously, the Willow thing did not go exactly as planned.
No, it was Monet was supposed to walk out with that belt and got hurt. Definitely got hurt in the middle of the thing. So that was definitely, and everybody knows that by now. So, it was a really interesting situation. But, well, guys, hey, you know what's interesting? Thank you, everybody who supports the show. Patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Last week, I don't even know. We talked for 40 minutes about probably Disney. I think we talked about Disney last week a lot.
And Dole Whip.
Yeah, and Dole Whip. I learned, yes, the Dole Whip. The Dole Whip story. When Dutters and I almost hurt ourselves eating Dole Whip too fast, trying to get on the Jungle Cruise. Anyways, thank you to our Patreon supporters who get wonderful stories like that. Who knows what we'll get into this evening after the show. Thank you to everybody that support us for the show at the fan of the show level. Bo Diggity! Woo! As well as Team Hammerfist and Tupac family. At the Poppy Club level, Dave Prof Bob Bonner, spouse of Rooster Affair, roosteraffair.com, Rats Insurance Co. Tony Kincaid. Pizza Club level, Doc Remedy, The Riz, and Lance Fisher. And at the manager level, Bradley and the Mad One. You guys support the show too. It is the time. Next week is Patreon in the bank for Mayhem Mania. Fabulous extras and prizes and such. I don't know if you have anything to say about that, Matt, to promote that here early in the show.
Send Sorg your money if you want to play.
There you go. This is a money game, if you will. We're playing Moneyball at Mayhem Mania. So, but before we get to that, this Friday is Pit Fight at the University of Pittsburgh campus in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Just a nice little jaunt east of the city, if you will. And back with us, we love having you guys back on the show. So the proprietors, owners, I don't know how this works. So first of all, for those that don't know, explain the concept of Pit Fight. This is a school project, right?
Correct. Yeah. So this was a little brainchild that me and my college roommate Cornell dreamed up after going to an IWC show in 2018. We had a great time, and then afterwards we were like, why can't we bring this to Greensburg? So we ended up having our first show after getting in contact with Marshall Gambino and Prospect Pro Wrestling. And it was awesome. It was a great time. Such and such years later, now everybody that's in the club is graduated. Having real jobs and things like that. And I ended up back at Pitt Greensburg working there. And,
Okay.
Now we kind of rebuilt the club. We got a new group of students in there that are. Some of them have been pro wrestling fans for a long time. Some of them have never watched a minute of pro wrestling in their entire life. So it's just been interesting, like kind of exposing them to that realm. And yeah, now we got this big show coming up, and we're super excited about it.
So I believe your dad is QB Blitz, right?
Yes,
and
yes.
and so I remember, like, he was kind of the guide over you about how to put this thing together and stuff, right?
Yes.
So are you now that guide? Are you the sensei now for putting a wrestling show together?
Yeah, I mean, I got to give, I talk with Marshall about everything, we kind of bounce ideas off each other. But yeah, at the first show, he kind of was, he had helped me with a show in high school, and he had done like all the creative control for that. But when we started doing it in college, he's like, this is you got this. And I'm like, okay. So I kind of had to learn on my feet and things like that. But I got a lot of great advice from, people that were supporting the show and things like that. But
that Marshall Gambino is the great encourager, isn't he? Because
yeah.
he's been trying to talk me into a couple of projects here, here and there, and I'm just like, I haven't bit yet, but I was really close from one of them. It's a really cool project. And of course we got to come on a couple years ago to help out with the production and stuff. And we're hoping to do something even cooler this year with you guys. We'll talk about that maybe later in the show. But in the meantime, again, Friday, you're going to be Friday here in the Pittsburgh area, and we are helping production, so you guys are going to be able to see this on NinjaWrestling.us. And tell me a little bit about this show and what you guys have. There's a lot of familiar faces to us here on this podcast, for one thing.
yeah. So this is going to be a crazy show. This is definitely, Bailey can attest. She's been a part of the club since we kind of started and things like that. That's actually how we met. But we have over 50 wrestlers that are going to be on the show. It's going to be a big show. 10 matches. So, we're going to be going crazy the whole time. We got street fights. We got tables matches. We got the Bobcat Brawls coming back, which is our version of the Royal Rumble.
I'm sorry for my breakdown of the Bobcat Battle Royal.
Nope.
I don't know where I was at, but I saw your post about the Bobcat, and I said something about like it's little known that
It almost looked like you put like a Wikipedia page on your
it was like
on your
something
description.
about the Bobcats settle their differences in a Bobcat brawl, in which like they have to be eliminated over the top branch or something. I don't know why I did that. So
That was funny. I did see that.
Wait, we got like Bobcat lore?
Bobcat lore. Yeah, I think so.
yes. Which is
Mother Nature is the ultimate booker.
There you go. There you go. But no, you do have a lot going on. You do have, again, one of the many belts that the Rev has been walking around with is yours at the Pit Fight Championship. Going to be taking on this Christian Noir fella.
That's gonna be fun.
In a tables match. Riz, you're going to be on camera for this one.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be scared for my life, but that's gonna be fun.
Yes. It'll be great. What else we got here? Here, you want to go down? I'll throw the graphics up, and you can tell me about these here.
Yeah.
So, wait, no, wrong button. There you go.
Yeah, so we're trying to plant some seeds for the future here. We're really trying to not have Pit Fight be kind of so sporadic and every 2 or 3 years or something like that. So we're doing some championship scramble qualifier matches. That first one there, Anthony Young versus Matt Conard. And we're going to be doing a championship scramble at our next show, hopefully in 2025. Additionally, with that, we'll have Tony Johnson versus Johnny Patch, as well as John McChesney versus Tad Jarvis. So there's going to be some big matches there. They're all great competitors. We got the big 6-man street fight. I've never heard Marshall laugh so maniacally about some of the items that we have for this.
Oh no!
I heard one that didn't come through that he was excited about for a while. It was very. Can we talk about what that was? What was the idea?
Was it the house?
The house.
Yeah. So we do.
There was a rumor there was going to be a house.
There will be a house still.
Okay.
So I will leave it at that.
Okay. All right.
It may be used to hurt people, but
He's been talking to me about this for like 3 months. And just like, what can we do with this? I'm like, I don't know, man. I only have so much. I'm not WWE. That's where that comes in,
How
right?
big's the house?
So like pretty like maybe
like
3 foot tall.
3 foot tall, yeah.
You got a square footage on it or anything like that?
Oh,
Rooms?
that's math.
Yeah,
We're
right.
English majors. So.
Right.
I think he thought that you were building a big house in the gymnasium or something.
Yeah, like the first in your house.
We had talked about like
At the stage.
the students. We have a Habitat for Humanity club that
Yes.
actually built it and everything like that. And I think they found a blueprint and things like that and kind of just rolled with it from there.
Okay.
So, but it will be used to hurt people. And there's a lot of other fun things that are going to be under the ring. If people have watched, we had fans bring the accessories match at our last show.
You can't say weapons because you're on campus, right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Accessories
All
and
right.
quotes.
All right, I'm going to point back this up because I'm looking at this graphic and I'm just noticing that it's the Gambinos, Stevie LaBelle, Jamie Jameson, Jason Tyler, and Chess Flexor on the other side. Do you just putting this out there? I don't know if you've gotten this one. You need to put no fire on the run sheet, just
Yeah.
as a statement. Just
Okay.
just saying
Okay.
with
Okay.
this, just saying.
The dean would probably not appreciate fire. So.
Yes. Yes.
We've had experiences.
Yes. Were you there for the flaming plate of pasta?
I saw the clip of the flaming
Yeah.
pasta.
Yeah. Yeah.
That.
You should have seen me on. You should have seen me on the switcher. Go again. I'm like, are we doing this right now? Is it happening? The pasta's still on fire.
Oh, jeez.
Pro wrestling. I don't. Why do you want to get in on this?
We got to get the oh shit moments.
You know, the thing about the most interesting, the longer you're going to be around pro wrestling, there are sentences you're going to be able to say that sound absolutely insane, but there are true things that have happened. The plate of pasta was still on fire and kicked to the fans. For instance, at a cancer benefit show.
Oh my
gosh.
That
Oh,
was
we
the
lost
best part,
Riz.
though. That was the best part, though.
I was like, no,
Like,
not towards the child.
It was a souvenir.
It was a souvenir. Oh my!
I mean, it was
God.
cooked,
It was
right?
That makes it safe. That makes it safe. Yes. Oh shit! What else do we have here? We got more. God, you like multi-man matches. You guys really like multi-man matches.
Yes. So we got a big fatal 4-way for our pit fight tag team championship.
Oh
that's
no!
currently.
You're letting Freak show up at
my.
this thing?
I know. Yeah.
Oh man, who paid you off for that?
But yeah,
Probably
Warhawk
Freak.
currently holds the belts right now, so it's gonna be a lot of action, a lot of different styles in the ring for this match with Culmination, Runway, and the Wise Guys.
Yes, yes. So the Irish version of the Gambinos, if you will.
Yes.
You got ladies action. I just saw Zoe on the show this past weekend, so good to see.
Yeah.
And Mika it popped up on VCW just last month, I think. A very fun match with Jason Kincaid, actually.
Oh, okay.
So we're looking. Oh, somebody's messaging me. Oh, nobody saw
Oh,
the poster.
no.
Nobody saw the VCW poster.
Nope.
I didn't see it.
I want to let them know they just showed that on Mayhem show. So, and then you got the Bobcat Brawl. Don't listen to me about how that works.
I mean, you might not be wrong. But yes, the Bobcat Brawl, 15 competitors going to be in the ring. The winner of this will also qualify for the championship scramble of 2025. We got some great competitors in there from kind of all around. We got people from Rise. We got people from 2PW, all around the area. So it's gonna be awesome. This is always one of our ones that the fans go pretty crazy for. So
Awesome. So what if you've been at this for a while, so you've had like the year off. Have you healed up? Have the emotional scars from wrestling of booking a wrestling show healed at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big one last year was when the fire alarm went off.
Bradley keeps talking about that. I wasn't there for it, so I didn't get to experience that.
Yeah, so what had happened was, like, I didn't even know it. Like, the fire alarm just started going off, like, like, during intermission?
Yeah, it was, like, right after we called it intermission. Like, everybody started going up to tables, and the fire alarm started going off.
So the story behind it, because a lot of people thought somebody just pulled the fire alarm and was being a dick about it, but I guess where we had the popcorn machine, it was right under a heat sensor in the building, and there was only like 2 people kind of working the concession stand at the time, and I know one of them was kind of like having some medical issues or things like that going on, and it just, the popcorn burnt and smoke went up, and we had to call the fire department for popcorn.
How long did that delay the show?
Like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not the worst. That's not the worst.
It ate intermission up.
Yeah. Well, not good for the gimmick tables, that's for sure.
No.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we've learned where to put the popcorn machine this year. No fire. But there was an MMA show. Thankfully, they were testing earlier in the day, and the fog machines were directly below the sensors at the convention center. So they're just like, well, no fog tonight.
Yeah.
So, and they moved the entrance the next time. Wonder I. So it's like, well, at least that didn't happen during the show while we're live and streaming and all this kind of stuff. So,
True. Yeah.
but yeah, no, it is. I love shows like this because it is like a mix of, like, I always loved, the old benefit shows back in the day, because that's when I got to learn about people from other promotions, right? And this intermingling that happens. Although I feel like it happens a lot these days. Like, the companies seem to play mostly pretty nice with each other. But no, it's really cool to see this kind of mix happening. Lift weights, drink blood. I just looked at Glenn Spector's shirt over there. So
I mean, I agree, but
so I didn't expect that. So we didn't get Glenn Spector on the show because I need to ask him how many color Ribera Steakhouse jackets he has. Because I've noted, well, I was putting some shows together that he's been on, and he has at least 2 different colors. I know he's been to Japan. He loves reminding people that on promos. So I have questions for that. We should probably get him on. Anyway, so I guess we are going to be live streaming the show.
Sweet.
So that is going to be happening. So everybody's going to be able to see this thing, but we do encourage everybody to come down there in person. You got to see this, and also this is a part of this outside of the city that does not typically have any wrestling. I don't think anybody runs in that neck of the woods, right?
No, not typically, no.
God, what is the closest? Probably
RWA would be the closest.
RWA is the closest?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's like a half hour.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't know how that geography works. Listen, I'm in the city, so everything splinters out into lines. I don't know how those lines cross, right? I don't know how Riz gets to New Kensington on Thursday nights because he lives out in Monroeville. So it doesn't make any sense to me. I just
close my eyes and pray.
That seems like that's us through the show. What are you talking about? But anyways, no, it's going to be a fun show. Like I said, we're going to be live. It'll be on all of our platforms here on Friday, including Caffeine TV. But no, I think this is going to be the first time you guys will be streamed because you were on. I know Armstrong was taking care of you before, Armstrong Cable, and that's the cool thing is all your shows I think are online right now.
Yes, they are all on YouTube.
And you've had I think you have some old matches with Lee Moriarty before he got signed.
Yep.
Like you got some good names out there too, right? So you've been very, very fortunate on the talent. Of course, Pittsburgh's a tremendous talent pool. So, I mean, literally, this is one of those things where you're going to watch the show and somebody on this show is going to be on TV in a not too distant future here,
Like even just like the reserves in Pittsburgh, because I noticed that one of, I think it was Caven or is no longer on that card. You just pulled friend of the show, Gianni Michael Enrico on this show.
Yeah.
So like just that talent, like the talent pool alone in Pittsburgh, like Sorg said, is like anybody in Pittsburgh knows who these wrestlers are now.
Yep. And Gianni's going everywhere. Gianni, I think, is the next Cowpoke Paul.
Yes.
Because Cowpoke is that thing where Cowpoke was popping up on every show, has been killing it every show, and now Gianni is like killing it and making people hate him on every show. He was just in the main event at RWA out of nowhere. So he's been down at VCW. I think he's been doing Rise. So he's getting around. He's going to fight Rhino here, I think, this weekend or soon or something like that. What's that?
Canada.
In
It's
Canada?
in Canada.
He's going to Canada? They're letting that guy into Canada?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Going from bobcats to rhinos in one weekend.
In one weekend,
Covering
yeah.
the entire zoo.
Yes. I gave him advice to ask him about boats. Anyways. A pit fight. Where can people find information, get tickets, and all that kind of stuff?
So you can get tickets, DM us on Facebook. That's typically where we get it. We actually just sold out of front row seats today, but we will have tons of general admission. We'll have chairs out. We have bleachers pulled out and things like that. We want to pack the house, so please come out. It's going to be a great time. All the proceeds this year are going to Central Westmoreland Habitat for Humanity. We've actually met with the director of Central Habitat, so there's going to be a bunch of people down there from there. We're excited to have them there. They've been super supportive of us, and the director's actually a big wrestling fan. So
excellent. And hey, since we're live streaming it too, give us a link to point people to, and we'll try to help out as much as we can on that too.
absolutely,
All right,
we'll do.
So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Gonna be a lot of fun working with you guys. Who's my commentary team this year?
It's
Do we know?
the good old band. It's Doc, BC, and Dombrowski. again.
Ooh, okay. My God, I haven't worked with BC Steel in years at this point. It's been a while, so that's going to be a blast. And I have them on Headset Live. Man, I haven't done a lot. I can't remember. I don't know if I've done a live show with BC Steel, to be honest. So live the tape for sure, but geez. But no, go check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Pit fight this weekend as well. And hey, if that's not... Well, I got some other things that we'll plug later in the show. So one of them is not wrestling, actually, but everybody knows wrestlers, so we'll see. That's what I learned. No, let's hear what I learned, guys. I might as well plug the thing where it's going to be at, indiewrestling.us. There you go. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of great shows over the past couple weeks. Some of the finalized versions are going up here in the next 24 hours for RWA's March 2 victory, as well as VCW had a string of shows.
Number 2.
And what's that?
The number 2 is the number 2.
I only used that for the hashtag, Riz, because I thought it was fun for the hashtag. It was nowhere else in their material, so I didn't use it. But anyways, I keep eye catching, man. So, but no, go check all that stuff out. Plus, like all the back catalog there with 880 Wrestling, with the RWA, with 2PW, who's helping out in the pit fight. I think we do have a link to the last pit fight on there as well. Sorry about the audio commentary, got a little weird on that one. But stuff happens, technical difficulties. I don't know where I was. I was probably doing an MMA show. But anyways, that's not happening this year. And yeah, so much more. Hey, coming up, we just announced today, Top Rope Tabletop will be returning here next Friday, the 29th, I believe it is. So our wrestling friends playing Dungeons and Dragons back again. We're having a lot of fun, a lot of new graphics and stuff we're putting on there, and really kind of upping that presentation as well. Those guys are really hitting a stride with that. It is session 18 of season 2, or campaign 2, excuse me. So go check that out. I have some ideas around that, but I'm trying not to say them out loud. Don't give me a live mic when I'm tired, guys. Anyways, go check out all that stuff, indiewrestling.us. Speaking of RWA, Matt, you had close encounters with a Sandman this past weekend.
I did. Yeah, how fun is that? I get to say that I documented the entrance of the Sandman. That sounds really good. I don't have to mention that he was in a polo shirt or anything like that. Just be like, I video camera'd the Sandman's entrance. It was great.
Yes.
We ran double the amount of video cable that we typically do for an RWA show. Literally, before the show, we were making sure it could stretch to the back wall of the West Newton Gymnasium just because we had no idea where they were going to go. And the crazy thing is, we didn't just need it for the Sandman. We needed that extra cable for a couple other things.
For Gambino's, for sure.
Yeah, Gambino's for sure. And then, some of the other stuff.
I got in there. I had to run DVD table because wife of the show is in California. And so I got to, this is kind of fun because I got to watch the show from the fan side, right? And we, run the social media from the table and everything. So, so it was really fun to see that roller coaster happening with the fans, like a little more in that perspective. The Sandman stuff happened around me basically, so that was a lot of fun. And I actually I've filmed Sandman a few times over the years, and I don't think I've been that close to the Sandman entrance to be honest. So that was kind of a fun experience. Also, the Gambitos and the Wise Guys ended up practically on my table.
I was wondering if they were getting really close, and I was like,
yeah,
I know. I wonder if Marshall knows.
Marshall
is right
Marshall
there.
knows.
I was
No,
waiting.
He's like,
Mar-
I'm just expecting it. I'm just out there and Marshall or a Beastman gets close to me, something's about to happen, right? And
oh my God, that was such a fun match
with the Beastman.
The Beastman and Gory.
Yes.
What?
Not as much biting as I expected.
There was a good amount of biting.
Was there a good amount of biting?
But you don't remember any of the biting because the big man, little man stuff was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
They were like perfectly in tune.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was fun.
But I loved, and this is the thing that I appreciated most. I wanted to talk about show psychology because I was really gushing last month about how we had that stint of like a 2PW, VCW, and RWA in one weekend where I just thought the crowd work was like the ride that the crowd gets to go on was really, really good. This past week, we had a Sandman entrance. We had the Sandman come out. And we had the Sandman involved. I posted a clip that's about 40 seconds from the Sandman match involving the handshake and the kendo stick. The match was labeled as about a minute 12 by Hank.
Really?
Yes.
Very generous.
I think that was generous. So,
but I'm not going to argue. I mean, that's Hank. That's what Hank says, and that's what it was.
Hank is the numbers guy. Yes. Yeah. But that they did this. They had the thing with Norm and Feel Bad earlier in the night. They had this. They're calling out this is bullshit. They turn around and say, do you want to see this match again next month and have the tag team match with J-Rock and McChesney and Chris Taylor again and bring the Sandman back? And the crowd is just going for the ride and answers exactly what do you want them to do. Yeah. And I just appreciate those master strokes of, I don't want to say playing the crowd, but giving the crowd everything to sink their teeth into, right? Like, the Sandman match is a very much on paper a bait and switch, right? You got a minute thing.
Yeah, I know there
but
were
the
people,
entrance there was the reason you're there.
People were worried about this.
Yeah,
they were like, what if we get like, what if the fans lose their shit? Yeah. You know, and they were like, exactly.
But
so, after he's like paraded around the ring for his entrance and like shared beer with everyone, you know, then like you're kind of just like, what else is everything else from here on out is just extra gravy
at this point.
Yeah.
And now we played it up, and now we're gonna get the Sandman back next. We're gonna Enter Sandman will ring through the West Newton Gymnasium one more time.
It's show to show booking, Sorg. Not all indies do it. You know, you got these dream. You know, you got like the indies that try to book dream matches. You know, and that's just that's what they how they try to draw fans, but that's not the way, that's not the way a lot of the indies around the Pittsburgh area do it. The Pittsburgh area indies, for the most part, are booking storylines for their fans who show up every month and taking them for the ride. And the matches are good. The matches are fine, but that's not what drives. The RWA fans are not showing up for the work rate. But that doesn't mean the work rate is bad. But that's not why they're there.
No.
Right.
They're
the reason why J-Rock is so good is because people want to fucking kill him.
Yes, including
the Chris Taylor. People want him to get kendo sticked in the ass. They want their wrestlers to actually get hurt.
That's right.
Not actually get hurt. But
they want them to get what's coming to them. They
want the antagonist. They want the protagonist to beat the antagonist.
You said that just like my grandmother-in-law.
Yeah, that's a very grandmother line.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what wrestling grandmas, right?
Yes.
Can't have enough of them.
When you got the grandmas, that's when you got it.
Once you've won over the grandmas, you've won over the whole family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I really enjoy I've always enjoyed the way RWA kind of lays stuff out, and just the philosophy of their philosophy and how they present and just the house style, for lack of a better term, just the way what the matches are and the way they're presented, and just such kind of like a would you call it like a throwback? I don't know if I would call it a throwback, but it's got this little bit of
Riz. We know what this is a throwback to. Like,
this is a throwback to Norm.
Yeah,
The Norm days of IWC. Like the Norm knew how to tell stories.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when he left in, what was it, 06, they did this whole thing, and I remember clearly because they did storylines that were based off of stuff that happened years before. Years.
Oh yeah, they stretch back to like Steel City Wrestling and stuff, right? When he wore a purple suit,
and it
which
worked.
is what they're practically doing now.
I mean, he's been out there in purple like 2 straight months now.
Yeah. the do-rag though.
He was in a suit this time.
Listen. He came out in the do-rag the first time out with RWA, and all of the Michael Scott memes that popped up in my feed afterwards were tremendous. Like, from different platforms and different people, and some people that didn't even watch RWA, they just kept dropping the Michael Scott do-rag. And just like, this is beautiful. It still plays today, right?
Yeah.
No, it's good stuff, and just seeing that and it's great to see Norm work again, and everything that's been going on there too.
And I had to tell him this whenever I bumped into him at the show on Saturday. I had to be like, I'm so happy you're back. And he's like, I'm happy to be back. And I'm like, it's just like every, I'm like, well, when I'm gonna be over, how much I could do. I'm like, anything Norm we get at this point is welcome. Just we'll take whatever you want to give us at this point.
And you weren't around for those days.
No, but I appreciate Norm. Yeah, and I like Norm.
Yeah. And then we're talking about like the area where we got like CM Punk, the Colt Cabana was happening across the country, and Pittsburgh was one of the places where it was happening. Right? Yeah. It gets mentioned, I think, in CM Punk's documentary. Like Norm was a pretty good facet of that kind of stuff. Legitimately knows a lot of those ECW guys. That's why we got Tommy Dreamer last month and Sandman.
There are
who knows who's coming next.
I'm waiting for Blue Meanie.
Blue Meanie.
I'm waiting for Blue Meanie.
I can't wait to watch a Blue Meanie match in Pittsburgh where he doesn't shit his pants.
Hey now.
It's okay. We interviewed him about that. So as long as it's not down to Ross Draver, we're pretty good, right? The other guy's retired, so don't worry about it. No, it's good stuff there, and yeah, no, again, really do appreciate what's going on there. And also, the groups that we work with, they're the only one that's monthly, too.
Yeah.
So they have a little bit of a benefit there. VCW, almost monthly, kind of a little sporadic with their schedule, but so as I can see, as I just got the poster during the show.
And since you were gushing over WWE's sellout streak, I will let you know that RWA has packed them in
over 300.
Oh, at least over the last few months. Like ever since that anniversary show for the start of the year, I don't want to say it sounds stupid to say the territory's been hot, but man, what are you supposed to say?
It's usually the hottest point. The big test is what happens over summer, right? That usually loosens up a little bit. But
it's because people don't want to sweat off 20 pounds whenever they're sitting inside the West Newton gym.
It's difficult. It is difficult.
It's a real test. I know it's a test for me. Sometimes I come up with clever ways to avoid working those shows. Sorg, I don't know if I'm going to be around.
Is that what's happening
I schedule my vacations appropriately for this.
Yeah, then I go and fill in on camera, and
then you sweat off 20 pounds.
Then I sweat off 20 pounds. That's how I get through my summers, right?
That's
so,
right.
Anyways, well, hey, it's about that time. We got to get the calls out. We got to flash the Mayhem Mania signal.
Take a look.
What's that?
Take a look.
Take a look.
It's in a.
We're not there yet.
Gestures vaguely.
We're not there yet. We're gonna come back after these few messages for Mayhem Mania with our
Oh no,
friends
I gotta
from
make
Pit
the
Fight.
board. Oh no.
Oh, we still gotta make the board. This is gonna be a longer break for you guys live.
30 years in the game. So,
Eddie combined over 50 years of experience. The entire audience is a splash zone team, and now use the fan. The lassoer of Lynn.
Pondo's got that chair.
Pondo. Superplex. Good Lord!
There's the stop sign.
Oh, then we got fire! We got fire! Season, Beastman being taken down with the chain. Raising their hands again, there is a reason. The horror continues. Anymore, this is just the name of sickness.
Thankfully, the Beastman able to have some sort of reprieve.
Around, don't miss a moment. We'll be back in just a little bit. Look who has returned.
And as exuberant as the pastor is, he is going to be inside the ring ropes with a very dangerous man.
Pastor CeeLo with the collection plate out, always taking a few donations over Patrick Hayes. And he
And
has
that's
been
what I'm
attacked.
talking about right there. Remy LeVay.
Looking to put a lot of doubts to rest about his mental state. And the Origin can take that position going into 2024. About Remy LeVay or the Origin.
He got caught, and Remy made him pay.
On the one hand, it's great to have
else. He can't go 0-2.
promotion like Remy LeVay has. There's no way that Remy LeVay is in a
Siwo avoids the contact again here.
backpack stunner. And if there were doubts, they have been answered. For the Origin, forced to defend their titles. Look who has returned.
And as exuberant as the pastor is, he is going to be inside the ring ropes with a very dangerous man.
Pastor CeeLo with the collection plate out, always taking a few donations over Patrick Hayes. And he has
And
been
that's what I'm
attacked.
talking about right there. Remy LeVay.
Looking to put a lot of doubts to rest about his mental state. And the Origin can take that position going into 2024. About Remy LeVay or the Origin.
He got caught, and Remy made him pay.
On the one hand, it's great to have
else. He can't go 0-2.
promotion like Remy LeVay has. There's no way that Remy LeVay is in a
Siwo avoids the contact again here.
backpack stunner. And if there were doubts, they have been answered. For the Origin, forced to defend their titles. They have been the targets of this group
He has been considered a pro wrestling prodigy.
Victory, but also, we alluded to it before, but Keith Hott make the most of them. Here's the running of the Bearcats. Improving it, knocking down. It's a bit of a 3-on-1 situation.
And especially with the stakes that we have.
At the boot of Keith Hott of a small bear contest of Road to Victory 2023. It's the Bearcat, made of sturdy stuff. This Michael Enrico forced to go on defense. Maybe a battle of cardiovascular.
Up in the muscles without that oxygen. Could be going for a home run swing, but again, we're seeing that numbers game.
One more time, and this match is over.
The Bearcat is getting mugged.
And Jamie and Jameson and together against the machinations of David Lawless.
30 years in the game. So,
Eddie combined over 50 years of experience. The entire audience is a splash zone team, and now Cal use the fan. The lassoer of Lynn.
Pondo's got that chair.
Pondo. Superplex. Good Lord!
There's the stop sign. Oh!
Then we got fire! We got fire! Season, Beastman being taken down with the chain. Raising their hands again, there is a reason. The horror continues. Anymore, this is just the name of sickness.
Thankfully, the Beastman able to have some sort of reprieve.
Around, don't miss a moment. We'll be back in just a little bit.
30 years in the game.
I think I'd like to go to Canada too.
We are back, and we'd love to go to Canada too. Zoom timing. It's a Wrestling Mayhem show. We got our friends from Pit Fight here.
Yeah.
This Friday at University of Pittsburgh Greensburg.
Yes.
Yes. It felt like too many birds
Nailed
when I
it.
said that. It felt like, did I say it wrong before?
No.
No.
No, you get it right.
It felt like I was saying Berg too many times, and I second guessed myself.
No,
So
sufficient amount of birds.
it's sufficient and now one with an H, the rest without. So, but it is time for everybody's favorite show.
Take a look.
That's right, Mayhem Mania, and proprietor of the Keeping It Simple, Back to Basics Mayhem Mania this year, Matt Carlin's pizza box in hand.
Shout out to Slice on Broadway. Go to your local Slice on Broadway right now, and you too can get the Mayhem Mania home game. Just rip the lid off your box of pizza. See,
That's right.
Sorg, the joke is new to some people. Some people have never heard the jokes. My whole shtick that you're sick of, some people are hearing it for the first time, and they love it. They freaking love it, Sorg. They think I'm hilarious.
I got
Maybe you
fucking
just don't have a
cats.
sense of humor.
Oh, there's a voice. Oh no. Oh no, there's a haunting voice of your dreams, Matt.
Sorg, that's not a haunting voice. That's my best friend,
Oh,
Julian J.
okay,
He's
yes.
joining us this week.
Yes.
And he's here because of the Alex Cars rule, which I neglected to recognize last week. But it did happen.
Yes.
Now,
We're gonna make it right.
I should explain some of the rules to you. I will explain it to you as I would a child. And
It's valid.
We
now I'm
appreciate
cracking
that.
myself up. All right. So at least somebody's happy here. The Alex Cars rule, when you make a change to the card, if some jerk comes along and makes a change before like even the round is over, we call that the Alex Cars rule. And then we let you come back the next week to make a match. So last week, Julian J made a move. He made a change to our card. And then some person, let's find out who it is so Julian J knows who to be mad at. It was Bobby F. J-Town.
Oh, we'll have to get Bobby to
You have
2PW
made-
so he can
Bobby
single
F.
him out.
J-Town, you have made a powerful enemy.
Yes.
And so, yeah.
But
So
let me find you.
he will. You're going to go to Johnstown, Julian, and you're going to find Bobby, and you're going to get your revenge. I know. I believe in you. Did we find DP? We're going to let DP play tonight if he wants to.
DP is in.
All right.
I am here.
Tonight we have Julian J. We have The Riz. We have DP. We have Bailey. And the rest of our pals from Fit.
I
Remember
didn't
at the
get named
beginning
past
of Mayhem Mania when we had that? What was that guy's name? Brandon St. Jerome?
Something or another.
Brandon St. Julian.
Did I tell you how I messed up his name like the next week when he was in here for what, like Royal Rumble or something?
No, you didn't. No, you did not mess up his name.
I called him the other day, the other partner. Because I'm calling out because we did the tournament. What was it? We did the No Mercy tournament?
It was the NFL Blitz.
NFL Blitz tournament. Oh, for Super Bowl. And I looked right at him and called him his tag team partner's name, who was sitting right beside him.
Oh man, I poisoned the water. Oh man,
It's like, oh no!
Look what we've done. It's a great bit though. All right,
I've known him for a year.
Wow, that's like half your life. All right. A year. What's that? Sorg, to people like you and I, a year passes in the blink of an eye.
Got that right.
Sometimes, but not when we're playing Mayhem Mania. Thanks to the thanks to the time warping nature of Mayhem Mania, these moments last seemingly forever, and we sit here for hours on end trying to make things right. Okay.
All right. Check my work because I feel like I have one too many matches here lined up.
That'll be exciting to see.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me which is not a
this
real match.
is Mayhem Mania. It is kind of a competitive thought experiment. The object, besides hurting each other's feelings, is to create the best WrestleMania card possible within the boundaries of the current reality in which we all live. So anybody who's injured is injured. Injured in real life, injured in this game. Can't use them. In jail, in real life, in jail here. So basically, you got to work with what WWE has to work with. And thank you, Riz. That's good. I needed it. I was racking my brain for weeks trying to think of a good example of someone who's in jail, but thank you very much. That's very helpful of you. But obviously there's a gray area to explore. WWE has access to people, for the right amount of cash and persuasion, so there's some, as you will see in our card here, there is a gray area, sometimes involving animals, and that also happens. Of course, Sorg. Not everyone is eligible to be used in Mayhem Mania. Indeed, some people are locked away and off limits in a place we lovingly refer to as Space Jail, presented by Slim Jim. Currently in Space Jail, so you can't use these people. Yes, Dominic Mysterio, all Legos, Mordecai, Jade Cargill, and yes. Okay, so just to recap, that went by very quickly. You cannot use Dominic Mysterio, Jade Cargill, Mordecai. You remember Mordecai, right? Okay, good. Well, someone does remember Mordecai, and they don't want to see him on this thing. And also last week, Katie Arquette sent all Legos to Space Jail. Apparently, she's very concerned that when we get to Patreon in the bank next week and the stipulations start, someone was going to try to do a Lego death match or something. And she says the Legos hurt a lot, and she is not interested. So to preserve all wrestlers, what?
Was that from experience? I can't remember. If she's seen them, I don't know.
Yeah, but she just doesn't like the idea of that. Thumbtacks are still okay. Shards of glass, still okay. Legos, we draw the line. Katie Arquette does, at least. And who are we to question? Katie Arquette, indeed. Right, Sorg?
Sure.
Yeah, so we're going to have 5 players. They're each going to make a change to the card. We're going to run through the matches here, and then I will discuss what is going to happen next. Let's go through these matches here. Here's the cards that stands right now. Yes, here we go. Natalya and her cat versus Drew McIntyre and his cat versus Zelina Vega and her cat, who I believe is named Tomato. That match was created by DP. Am I right? Or is it Tomato? Tomato or Tomato. Roxanne Perez versus AJ Lee. That was created by Tina in Seattle. The Core.
The Core
versus Metaphor. That was created by the anonymous Mayhem Mania general manager. Yes, Riz, the Core.
The Core.
The unwanted remnants of the original Awesome Nexus. Cody Rhodes versus Carmelo Hayes. That was also created by Tina. else do we have here? Dragon Lee versus Ilya Dragunov. That was created by DP. Pete Dunne versus Kevin Owens versus Chad Gable. Great clip art choice, Sorg. That was created by Chad the Shad.
That's still his image on WWE.
Okay, that's okay. Gunther versus Logan Paul, created by Bobby F. J. Town. And I think we have one more. Yes. Brie Bella versus John Cena, created by Katie Arquette. No, I don't know why. That's the match she wanted, and that's what she got. We had some fun last week. So anyway, when it comes time to make your move, you can get rid of a match entirely and just replace it with a new match with entirely new people. You can swap like just one person out and swap another person back in, or you can actually swap inside of the card, one for one if you want to get certain people into certain matches. You can add an individual to a match. So if it's, a three-way, if you have a three-way with wrestlers and their less famous cats in the match, and you're like, wait, I know another wrestler with a cat or another pet. Maybe I can get this past Matt because God only knows we've already got dogs and cats. Maybe I'll put a fish on this goddamn card. That'll get him going.
Whoa,
hey, now.
Settle down.
No more animals after this year.
Super card.
The only reason I let these cats on this card, Sorg, is because DP presented a legally binding animal precedent because I had allowed Pharaoh to be booked in a match. We got Pharaoh booked into a match. We were having a great time. We had a laugh about it. How silly is this? Bobby and Riz and I tortured Sorg into making an elaborate Pharaoh graphic with a comet in the sky in the background and 10 hats and the Alamo and Otis eating a steak just off to the side. And we were having a good old time. We were having a good old laugh. And then someone...
Sorg, do you still have that graphic?
Not handy.
You destroyed it?
Yes.
You shouldn't have done that. You should recreate it so it's even better than it was next time. Because I think you forgot to put Akira Tozawa on it in the background. I think he was supposed to be in that graphic. We'll go back and check the tape. And then, so we were like, so we had a good old time. Pharaoh got booked. Ha 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 ha. Cody's dog. And the next thing you know, CM Punk's dog's on the card. And now 3 cats I've never heard of are on this card. So what's next? What fresh hell awaits us tonight? Let's find out.
You have 3 matches of people that we can't use as well.
What do I have?
Super card.
Oh, yes. Okay, so if a match survives for 3 weeks without being altered in any way, it graduates to our super card, and then it's kind of like it's locked in, and no one can mess with it. Our goal is to get 8 matches onto the super card. You may say, wait, there's only 1 week until my Patreon in the bank. Don't worry. We'll get it done one way or another. It always gets done. Right, Sorg?
Yep.
All right, so here's the matches on the supercard. Remember, can't use these people either. Rhea Ripley versus Chelsea Green. I forget who made that one. No, it was Katie Arquette. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Finn Balor. That was created by Brandon and KC. And Nikki Cross versus Thea Hale. Created by DP. Okay. Sorg, is there anything I've forgotten to talk about?
Oh, I think that's it. You can do the show now.
All right. Let's begin by let's do tonight's. All right. So Julian J is back under the stipulations of the Alex Cars rule, but he's a very busy person. He is a professional wrestler after all. So we're gonna let Julian come in here first.
Let's go.
So nobody's allowed to mess with Julian's move. So whatever he does.
We're going to call this the Alex Carr lock-in rule.
Yeah, we're going to.
Yes.
Yeah, Sorg just made that up on the
Or
spot.
actually, it can be the Julian J rule.
We will call this the Julian J rule.
There you go.
We will call this the
Julian J amendment.
Julian J amendment to the Alex Cars rule. I like that. That sounds great. Yeah, that's good. That's a constitutional crisis. All right, great.
Get David Lawless on this right now.
I don't need David Lawless yet. We'll see how things are going by this time next week. Anyway, best friend Julian J. Here, I'll hold up the pizza box so you can get a good look at it in case this has gone by too quickly, and you can tell me. I'm trying. I can't. It's not like a mirror.
There.
Okay. Julian, what you got here? Riz, you're on deck.
So I am going to replace. Where is that? Is that Gunter versus who?
Logan Paul.
Logan. I'm going to replace Logan Paul with Damian Priest.
Very good. Very good. Yes.
Okay.
Revenge. All right. See, he went right after Bobby. He went directly after Bobby's match. You know, because this is a game of hurt feelings. All right. What was it?
Don't
Damian
mess with me,
Priest.
Bobby. I'm going to find you.
He's in Johnstown. Go get him.
I have his address. I just sent him some stuff.
Okay, good. I'm going to send you that. I'm going to Venmo you gas money, Julie, and you're going to go out and get him.
Yes, just film it all.
Julian, thank you very much for taking the time to jump back onto the show. We appreciate you.
No problem. Have a good night.
All right.
All right, thanks, man.
See you Friday.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Don't kill any Bobcats on Friday. Is he in the Bobcat match?
No, he's in a 6-man tag.
Excellent. All right. Let's go to the Riz. DP, you're on deck. Riz?
All right, can you see that screen? Can I see that thing one more time? Just want to check something because I had a match and then I had a addition and I saw something that kind of made me sad, so I didn't want to do it.
90 seconds on the clock.
Oh, I know. So I'm actually going to.
Oh wait, you know what? I forgot to do something. Stop, Riz. We forgot to do something very important.
Oh.
Bailey, could you reach behind you and grab that prize wheel?
Oh,
All
the
right.
wheel. Good.
All right. Everyone who's in space jail has a cell number. Okay. The Legos are in cell number 7.
Okay.
Mordecai's in cell number 10. Jade Cargill's in cell number 2. Dominic Mysterio is in cell number 24. Conveniently, this prize wheel has 24 numbers on it. So, Bailey, give the prize wheel a big spin, and let's see if it lands on their number. They will escape from space jail. So give it a big old spin there. Wheel of space jail. Turn. Tell us the lesson that we should learn.
12.
We're good. Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yes, we've made a mess.
Okay.
That's a stack of 7 or 8 pizza box lids sitting behind there. I don't know where those came from.
I keep having to move it out from other shows' backgrounds.
Why would you do that?
Because I don't know. Why is there a stack of cardboard behind a mindfulness show? That seems weird.
You've got a suit of armor.
That's cool. Okay.
All right.
That is cool.
That is cool.
That is pretty cool.
All right, Riz. Sorry to interrupt. I just want, I wanted to see if Mordecai could get out because I know you're dying to book him, right? Doesn't he have a cat? Does he have a cat?
Don't know the half of it. He doesn't. But I was actually thinking about adding to that match.
Yes. Wait. No.
But I did find out that Alexa Bliss's pig is already passed away.
Oh.
So I couldn't use that.
Thanks
and
for
then
bringing the mood down.
Then I remembered Logan Paul also had a pig. But he's a jerk with a pig, so no.
Why are you moving on to new animals?
Why-
Surely there must be other cat owners.
Why is this an emotional roller coaster?
I don't know. So actually, I'm trying to remember here. I'm trying to think of a good.
Riz, my arm's getting tired.
So
timer.
I know, good. I hope it gets tired. So I'm actually going to. Oh, bring that back up, please.
My arm is tired.
Pretty please. All right, never mind then. So I'm
The
going.
last thing I want to be doing right now is holding up cardboard.
I'm giving
That
you
is
30
like
seconds.
the last thing I want to be doing.
Give me 30 seconds. All right.
You're at 22.
Okay, so I'm taking out. Who's Carmelo Hayes facing?
Cody Rhodes.
I'm taking out Cody. Putting in Trick.
Okay.
Wait, what just happened?
He swapped out Cody for Trick. This, I think, is the first time Trick's ever been on a Mayhem Mania match. Good job, Riz.
Yeah, because I have to get the crap.
Whoop that Trick. What?
Yeah.
Whoop that Trick. Uh-huh.
Trick versus Hayes now?
I like it. Oh, yeah, man. Okay. Riz, I don't know if my 14-year-old son thinks Booker T
I like it.
ad-libbing
like how we
along
all
with the
hype.
Trick Williams song is the funniest thing he's ever heard. So he's always doing it. He's like, oh, yeah, man. At the end, that's got to be the final thing. Good job, Riz. See you later. In a minute or two.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
I
DP,
guess.
you're
Where
up.
you going?
Bye.
DP, you're
Just gonna
up.
log
Bailey's
off
on
here,
deck.
'cause-
Okay, yeah, but especially after seeing what I see in chat here from Tina.
What's Tina saying?
Okay, Riz,
Uh-oh.
I got you.
I got you. I
What?
got you.
Okay,
Tina coming
all right.
after you. Time to run and hide. Okay.
Is why
I'm
we
sorry
call
I
her,
made a good match.
is why we call her the mother of dragons.
So I'm going to take out Bree versus Cena, and I'm going to be using Logan Paul
Of course you are.
versus
Uh-huh.
WWE Hall of Famer and the man who's about to whoop Logan Paul's brother's butt, Mike Tyson.
What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
sure.
Sure.
That
You see... Okay.
And come on, we all want to see Mike Tyson get his hands on, well, really both Paul brothers, but
Wait till you
I
wait
feel-
till you see what I'm
you were
using for the
so
graphic.
you were so close to
You're
something.
gonna love this
to
graphic.
something truly special.
You're gonna love
All
this
right.
graphic, man.
wait, is it
You
DX? Is it DX?
No.
Oh.
I got something better than DX with Mike Tyson.
Is it Nintendo Mike Tyson?
I'll let you know
Super Punch Out.
on Talking
Mayhem Mania.
Mania.
Yes. I love it. Okay. Okay, Bailey.
Oh no.
All right, here we go. Do you understand how this game is
Yes,
played?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
This is very simple, right?
Yeah, I just don't know what I want to take out.
Well, as I sometimes do you have a favorite wrestler?
I know what match I want to do. I just don't know which match I want to get rid of.
Probably the one that causes the most outrage from whoever you do it to. Yeah.
The one with the cats.
The
That's
one
what I was
They're
thinking,
just
'cause
thinking
I-
is that you're going to hurt somebody's feelings no matter what you
Yeah,
do. So you
this
might
is
as well
true.
just accept that.
I think I'm gonna take.
Except
out,
for Julian's, you're not going to hurt his feelings because we're not going to let you change
I think I'm
that.
gonna take out the cat match.
Oh, you're gonna see it one last time. Oh, goodbye, cats. Represent
Goodbye, Zelina's cat potato.
I just-
representative cat pictures.
I just can't imagine the stress that my cat would be in a wrestling ring with a big man like Drew McIntyre. So,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna replace it with Tiffany Stratton versus Lita.
Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah.
Oh, my girl Lita.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Battle of the
no.
Moonsault.
I love it.
Nice.
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking.
we are not happy.
I'm sorry.
What? Oh no. Oh no. Representative cat. Dave has a representative cat.
We're gonna be getting.
The cat coalition is.
He looks so perturbed.
We're gonna have PETA protesting a pit fight.
Yeah.
What about the cats? Why can't they wrestle? Okay. Wrestling's for everybody, and we're proving that here. All right, let's wrap this up. Hopefully with no animals.
I don't have any animals. I do have a concept, but no animals. So,
We love a good concept.
so I'm looking at that Dragunov versus Dragon Lee.
Oh, not DP again.
Sorry, DP. But I am going to be taking out Dragon Lee.
Yeah. Why not?
Now, you said an individual. Can I add more than one?
Not under this kind of play. You could add someone to make it a three-way.
Oh,
But if
okay.
you swap out one thing, you could swap. I would let you swap in if you want to have like a handicap match. I would let you swap in a tag team.
Okay. I have a backup, so we're good. Since that just happened, I'm gonna swap out Dragon Lee with McIntyre.
Okay. All right. So it will be Drew McIntyre versus Ilya Dragunov.
Yes.
Oh, that's that's quite an improvement. Okay.
That would actually be a good match. Yeah.
That is a very good match.
I'm redeemed from last time.
Yeah.
What happened last time?
I made my match just kind of fell apart because I didn't understand the rules.
Wait, I don't. No. You guys. Wait, the first when there were like 4 pit fight guys on here.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
It was me,
Yeah.
you, and Finn last
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think my last match was House of Black versus Mark Henry, Moose, and Swerve.
That's not too bad.
Wow.
I mean, there's no way Malachi's taking the pin.
Is that when we did the Forbidden Door year?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We're not doing that
Oh,
anymore.
yeah,
It's
no,
back
we're
to
not doing
basics.
that anymore. No. Yeah, no.
Back to
this
basics
match is
with
lovely.
58-year-old Mike
Well
Tyson.
done. Everyone's doing a good job, except for DP, who's only causing trouble. All right.
Always causing trouble.
Always causing trouble. All right. Let's take a look at the updated card, Sorg. We now have Tiffany Stratton versus Lita, created by Bailey. Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams, created by The Riz. Roxanne Perez versus AJ Lee, created by Tina. Chad Gable versus Kevin Owens versus Pete Dunne, created by the Shad. Metaphor versus The Core, created by the anonymous Mayhem Mania general manager. Ilya Dragunov versus Drew McIntyre. Gunther versus Damian Priest from Julian J. And finally, DP made Logan Paul versus Mike Tyson. So close to something truly great. I just dropped my pen. That's okay. We're done. I think we're done.
And that's Mayhem Mania.
Wait, we gotta check something real quick.
What?
Nope, nothing graduated this week. We'll talk about it on Talking Mayhem Mania.
Excellent.
Patreon in the bank next week. Send the Podfather your money, all of your money, and maybe we'll let you do something fun.
There you go. There you go.
That's how it works.
And of course, brought to you by Slice on Broadway. Of course, Slice on Broadway. You can also check out Slice on Broadway this Friday or Saturday. No, wait, it's Saturday. They are actually also sponsoring our friends at. Where's that poster at? No, I gave it to somebody else. It was in the thing. Stand Up, Get Down, I believe, is a show off the top of my head with Aaron Kleiber, a comedy game show that we'll be checking out here on Saturday night. It's sponsored by, thanks to these shows, that's how Slice on Broadway and Aaron Kleiber connected. They bonded over Slice on Broadway, over being here. He was on Awesome Cast. I don't think he's done Mayhem show. No, he might have actually. So anyways, I'm glad we're bringing comedians and pizza together there this Saturday down there at Cohash and Southside Works. So you can also check out our friends at Slice, because we just heard that Enjoy is doing Taco Mania again in May, and that's right across the square there from where they're having it. So if you're getting tired of the tacos, how could you? And want some pizza, you can check them out at Southside Works too. So thank you so much to our friends at Slice on Broadway for supporting the show, the Pittsburgh Podcasting, with the perfect pepperoni pizza for over a decade. It's time to find out what you learned from wrestling this week. Who would like to go first? Nobody's ready.
Sorg.
Nobody's ready.
I learned that if you're preparing to document the Sandman's entrance, pull double the video cable so you can follow him all over the place. Yeah. And I also learned that the Sandman does not ID check before he pours beer into the mouths of the fans.
Did that become an issue?
He doesn't even ask,
No.
really. I mean, he doesn't even check to
Who
see if there's
denies him? Who would deny the Sandman?
Who would deny a beer from the Sandman? That's the real question.
Yeah.
Like maybe there was some underage drinking. I don't know. I mean, but you know what? They never, I don't know. Like, what's the legal? Maybe we should get David Lawless on this to check. Have you been... Is the Sandman responsible for your underage drinking? You might be entitled to compensation.
That's what you learned?
I learned that the Sandman was giving a beer to anyone who opened their mouths at the RWA show and was not asking any questions. Fantastic. And that he now wrestles in a polo shirt. But no one has to know that whenever you tell the story of seeing the Sandman. You leave that part out.
No, Ronnie Starks actually responded to that as well. So
I don't care. I mean, no one should care. He's the
No,
Sandman.
He's allowed to
We
come
should
out
just
whenever
be
he wants
happy
to.
that he's still out there.
Absolutely.
At this point, just we'll take him any way we can get him.
Yep.
It's just like Norm. I'll take Norm any way we can get him.
Absolutely.
Whatever. Let's do it.
Dave Ponder, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
Can you go to someone else for a second?
Yeah, Riz.
I do apologize.
Riz, what did you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that these past 2 weeks are just amazing in what is coming down the pike. With Bloodsport having Shayna Baszler.
That's crazy.
Come on. I believe there's a new tag team in town with Danhausen and Nick Gage.
Jeez.
And then today, there's a new match for the Collective. And I'm excited for it. It's Matt Cardona versus Blue Cane.
Wait, who?
Yes.
Blue
It's
Cane.
wait, you've
Like
never
Alabama
heard of Blue
Doink?
Cane?
Okay.
You don't know Blue? You don't know
Is
Blue
this
Cane?
like
you all
Alabama
don't know
Doink?
who Blue Cane is?
Sorg, is this like Alabama Doink?
It's kind of like Alabama Doink, but not really because he's
thought-
blue and he has snow
I
powers.
thought Blue Cane left the business because he was getting too much attention.
Snow powers.
No,
What does he make it?
It's
snow?
WrestleMania
Like,
weekend.
Does snow come out of the ring post when he does the thing?
I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to send this to you, Matt, and you're going to fall in love with Blue Cane.
It's
Also, I learned
it's
that
just fun to
Mystery
say.
Wrestling. Yeah. Also, Mystery Wrestling 7 is probably my favorite wrestling show of the year so far. And it's just indie wrestling with Evil Uno as the announcer.
Mm-hmm. It's Evil Uno's Mystery
And
Wrestling.
some-
And, yeah. You don't know the matches going into it, but they're on Patreon.
Yes. There's a moment in the main event where it turns out that Psycho Mike, who's a certified and a diagnosed piece of shit, told Dalton Castle this, and then Dalton Castle said that in 1993 they were walking out of a movie theater with his parents, and a piece of shit shot and killed them. And the entire time it was a Batman themed match. And it just was, it made me laugh. Like I don't like, I'm not a big death match guy. I'm not a big like blood and guts person, but you tell me a good story, I'm going to stick around for it.
I'm about that.
All right,
But that's
all
what-
right.
those are what I
all right.
Riz, you have my attention. You may send me the link, and I will watch this.
Well, I'm about to upgrade the Patreon so you guys can see it.
What,
on
Blue
the
Cane
Patreon.
or
I want to know why. Why does that have to be
both?
Blue Cane? Why can't he just be Cane? And then the other one is Red Cane. I'm like, why does it have to be Blue Cane? That's what I'd like to know.
well, because
Also,
Red Cane
I'm
is
going to point out that I think Shayna is fighting Masha Slamovich. Okay.
Yes.
So,
Bloodsport, yeah.
so WWE versus TNA in GCW.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Just as we all predicted.
Take that off the bingo card.
Yeah.
This is your Mad Libs. Not like you always say, Sorg. You're like, I love wrestling because I can say weird sentences and it sounds stupid, but you know what? It happened. Now you can say, yeah, WWE versus TNA in GCW. And people will be like, what? I'm like, I don't know. Brett Lauderdale must know somebody.
That selfie with Stephanie McMahon went a long way.
Sure did, Sorg.
Wink. Kyle, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that after watching the Rock's concert, that there should be somebody with a harmonica gimmick.
Interesting.
I mean, we've done the guitar gimmick like 10,000 times. It's time for a new musical instrument, don't you think? Yeah.
We've had a trombone.
We have. You know what? I just think maybe people don't think that the harmonica makes a handy weapon, but I disagree. I think it would make a
that's like-
very handy weapon.
It's
like
like
a-
a strong projectile.
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
almost work like if you can knock somebody out with a roll of quarters, you can definitely use a harmonica.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you can make a funny sound whenever you do it too. It can be like, remember when Cody had the harmonica on Being the Elite?
No.
That was Probably the best 2 or 3 weeks of that show.
No, but I did watch the post WWE exorcism clip on TikTok today.
No, nobody cares. Sometimes I just go back and watch very old episodes of Being the Elite.
I need to. I never watched them, like the old ones.
I'm gonna try to find an episode where Cody has the harmonica. It's so stupid.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Bailey, what'd you learn?
I learned that Samoa Joe's 45, which I don't know why it just rocked me, but like I didn't realize he was that like as old. I don't want to say old, but like that. I thought he was younger than that.
What do you think the average age on this show is right now?
I'm not trying to be rude, but I just
Samoa
was
Joe's a young
expecting
whippersnapper.
that.
Yeah.
I thought he was
Youthful.
younger than that.
Youthful,
Mm-hmm.
if you will. Awesome. Partner, are you ready?
Well, if I can get my Metamucil and my Geritol set up, so yeah, I think I'm ready now. I learned that the kids at the William Ramsey Elementary School in Alexandria, Virginia, had the best career day because Nyla Rose came in for career day and talked about what it was like to be a professional wrestler.
Awesome.
That's so cool.
That's amazing. That's the perfect person for the job.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, in the chat, the anonymous Mayhem Mania general manager points out that Edge and Christian had kazoos. But did they? But are kazoos really musical instruments? I mean, even a child can play a kazoo. Or a Canadian.
So?
Even a Canadian can play a kazoo.
I've seen the prettiest Cody Cutter in $1,000 dress shoes, says Tina.
Nice.
And also, Mad One says, learned that watching 40 years of WrestleMania, it's really interesting whose faces get blurred and how many times. Yeah, the games are weird for how they blur people. I haven't played the new showcase mode on the 2K, but like the referees are getting blurred, commentators are getting blurred. It's real weird. The last 2 years between the Mysterio and the John Cena ones that they've done, and getting to the WrestleMania.
I can go down the list if you want.
What? There's a list?
Like, I'm currently playing that game.
Okay.
So I've seen Dave and Earl, Hebner's, Howard Finkel, I believe not Vince, but there's one person in the crowd, WrestleMania 5, who I don't really want to say.
You mean the guy with the name on the building?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they blurred him out.
Huh.
They blurred out the WWE Hall of Famer president.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
And also Jack Tunney.
What? Why Jack Tunney?
They also blurred out Jack Tunney during this entire thing.
What? I don't know.
They don't have the. Is it because they don't have the rights, or they don't want to pay the family?
During this entire video.
Someone's not getting paid.
Something. He's like 2K doesn't have the rights to like the
Like,
faces on the
I don't
WWE
get how-
footage they use.
I want to say that, like, isn't it terrible? Like, if we all know who it is,
Then what's the damn
and
point?
you're blurring them out,
Yeah, like
that shouldn't count. Like, you should have to like recreate
Howard
it, like
Finkel.
Dark Side of the Ring. Like you have to just random bodies in shadow. You know.
Maybe they literally just have the rights to the people they
Like Howard
have
Finkel.
in the game. Like maybe that's how the contract's done up.
You know what? If
Okay,
your
I'm
face
seeing-
if your
hold on,
face
hold
is
on.
blurred,
I
I respect you because you're not becoming a tool to this corporate machine. Howard Finkel, you're still you're the man.
The
Your
ghost-
name will
the
live
ghost of
forever.
Finkel.
I
The
remember
ghost
you,
of the
Howard. Thank you, Howard.
I would just know that.
But no,
2K
I was getting something from beyond, with agreement saying that they don't have rights. But I can't say where that agreement came from. But I see.
Also-
Yes, I was seeing agreement somewhere.
Also, yes, they do also blur out archival footage of Vince McMahon for obvious reasons.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what we're talking about. No. So
Good.
You know what I learned in wrestling? I think we've been spoiled a little bit doing production in the area where we know a lot of people, because other places are not nearly as respectful to our equipment. So we had an incident, almost incident, let's call it, last week in another promotion that was not in Pittsburgh. So somebody pulled up a video cord that was definitely very much attached to things that could have fallen over and hurt people and broken equipment and kind of ended the show at halftime. So once again, if you're a wrestler, if you're a fan, do not touch anything that looks important. Cords on the ground that may be taped and covered up with a carpet for some reason, or anything like that. It's probably not for your consumption. So just that's what I learned is just
don't even pull up the carpet.
If you feel like maybe you'll be overcome at some point during the show by the urge to choke somebody with a cable, like just ask the production team. We'll get you a worked cable and like a fake one that doesn't go to anything but your imagination. And you can use that one.
You're on a smaller wrestling show. You know what you're getting paid. What do you think production's getting paid? Not enough to cover the damages for whatever the fuck is about to happen. So just want to put that. This is, I mean, I've been doing this since 2008 and leading it since 2012. And I've only had like 4 incidents in all this time of any concern.
And we have never forgiven any of them, Sorg. We have held that grudge for you. We will hold that grudge for you forever. Thank you. Thank you for filling my heart with hate. I
mentioned the Bobby Fish incident to the promoter, and they said, yeah, fuck that guy.
You'll never be forgiven, Bob Fish. You know what you did. That bill's coming. All right.
Kyle O'Reilly came back. Oh, is he alone? Oh, good, he's alone. Oh, jeez. But
man, we were so nice to all these wrestlers. But then you just name like if you name the 1 or 2 wrong ones, and we're just like, yeah, screw that guy.
Yeah. Yes. Bobby Fish and Psycho Clown.
There's a couple for this podcast alone.
Yeah, I know.
I know, right? I think that's it. That's the list, isn't it?
I'm sorry. We have breaking what we learned in the chat from Tina. Becky is now a full U.S. citizen now.
Oh, is that what that was about? I thought is that why she was hanging out with the press?
I think we're just hanging out because they were having famous Irish people there, including the Irish Prime Minister.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
It was famous Irish people day at the White House.
So
well, on St. Patrick's Day, yeah. In fact, they had majority of the Kennedy family there too.
There you go. She lives in Iowa. I presume she lives in Iowa with Seth, right? Because he's got like some businesses there.
No, there's no way they live in Iowa.
Sure, he has a school and he's there sometimes.
They don't live there.
Sometimes, maybe.
They don't.
In my mind, Becky Lynch.
They live in Florida with the rest of the wrestlers.
With the rest of the wrestlers.
Where all the wrestlers live.
Oh my god.
Or winter home
except
in
for the
Florida.
ones who live here in Florida or live here in Western PA. They either live in Florida or Western Pennsylvania.
Yes, the 2 hubs of professional wrestling.
Right.
Yes,
it's where they all come from.
Yeah, it seems like it, huh?
Sometimes.
I mean, how did Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty get back together? Obviously, because they're shared backgrounds in being from the Cleveland, Pittsburgh greater area.
That's right. The
Rust Belt. That's the
only
Rust
thing
Belt
they have connection is strong.
Yes, there it is. That's
what it is.
You know, if they didn't have a really cool name like Shane Taylor Promotions, that should have been their team name.
That's your catch-all terminology if you ever want to express the Buffalo, Cleveland, Pittsburgh triangulation. Rust Belt, where all the wrestlers come from.
Last pitch pit fight this Friday.
Come out to Pit Fight, Fight or Be Forgotten. You know, we're going to be raising money for Central Westmoreland Habitat for Humanity. 10 great matches. People are going to be going through tables. There's going to be some crazy shit going on. It's going to be awesome. Be there.
That's a good tag.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Oh, man. We put a lot of work into this. The students are really excited. A lot of them haven't even experienced this show yet for the first time because a lot of them are younger students. So come out and support them as well. It's going to be a really great time.
There you go. Go check it out. Again, it's going to be streaming on indiewrestling.us platforms for free. And of course, please support the charity there. We'll find some ways for you to do that there over online. And of course, get there in person if you are in the area. And like I said, I'll be at Stand Up Get Down here on Saturday down at Cohatch and Southside Works. Come on down and support some independent comedy with our friend Aaron Kleiber. If you don't know what Aaron Kleiber is, go follow Aaron on social media, and he's got a special filmed right up at the Carnegie Music Hall here in Homestead. Over on Amazon. I believe it's still under the Amazon Prime banner for you guys to watch as part of that if you have a subscription there. So, and also Thursday Night Fights, of course, as they're gearing up for their WrestleMania weekend extravaganza. So that will be this Thursday night for free as well. And if you're in the New Kent area, stop in. It's free for everybody. It's a training show. So with our friends at T2T Pittsburgh Training Academy. I think that's all that's going on. And then Sunday I'm going to go watch Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, guys. Thank you so much. We're stay tuned for Talking Mayhem Mania and Patreon on the feeds here this week, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you to our friends from Pit Fight for stopping in. We'll see you guys next time. Mayhem outro is here. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at Sorgatron Media.